Hello and welcome to another Free History Online. Today we'll be covering the Kaiserreich in the topic Germany, 1890 to 1945. So join us today for some grade 9 skills as we revise the key content of the Kaiserreich topic and look at the describe question. So first in today's lesson, we'll be doing a quiz looking at the key knowledge of the Kaiserreich. It's really important you know your knowledge, folks. So make sure you revise your key facts. Look back on our video. I'll put a link up now so you can find out all about the key facts of the Kaiserreich. Look, try our quiz. If you're not quite sure, go back and revise. Then we're going to look at the describe question in detail. Okay, it is quiz time. You need to know these facts. You must know keywords and facts to be successful in your history exam. You've got to support your argument with good factual details, or you cannot be successful. Firstly, question number one. Out of which war was Germany created in 1871? This should be a basic bit of information you know. When did Wilhelm II become Chancellor? Okay, quiz time. How much have you managed to learn from our revision presentation? Do you know your key facts? Do you know your key knowledge? You've got to know this, otherwise you can't be successful. You cannot gain a grade 9 without knowing the keywords and the key facts. Firstly then, out of which war was Germany created in 1871? It should be a key essential bit of knowledge. Secondly, when did Wilhelm become Kaiser of Germany? It's not the start of the course. It might be useful to know that. What was the name of the German parliament? You've got to know this German keyword. It's essential. What was the name of the local government? This could be useful. You could need to know it for your Wilhelmian problems. What was the German world policy? Know some German keywords. Know some of that German language. Back up with some brilliant facts and impress the examiner. Also, this could be one of the problems you need to talk about later on. What domestic problem did the Kaiser want to distract people from in the early 1900s? Okay, as Germany developed, he started to get some problems. What was it? Which event caused tension with Britain in this time period? Again, going back to question 5, how was he having foreign policy issues? How was he having problems? This can be useful for your question later on. Give an example of industrial success. Germany was booming in this time. Can you explain that? Name the proper long names of the Socialist Party. Even try and know those short letters as well, what order they're in. And what proportion of socialists were in the Reichstag in the early 1900s to really show that problem. Maybe it's a hint for later on's answer. Okay, and here are the answers. So did you manage to get them correct in your answers? So take a look over them. Do you know them? Could you get 10 out of 10? If you didn't, maybe you need to revise those key facts again. Look over our presentation, memorize that key information. It is crucial, and I said again, to know your facts and keywords. So I hope you were successful with our revision quiz. Remember, if you were not, you need to go back and revise your key knowledge. You cannot pass history successfully without having detailed factual knowledge. Particularly with the describe question, you need to know your keywords and your factual examples. So let's look at that describe question now in detail. Okay, so here we are with our describe questions. We try and develop our grade 9 history skills. So we're going to look at this question, describe 2 ways the Kaiser faced problems in the years 1890 to 1914. Although I've written AQA here, this could be a question for IGCSE or other exam boards. It's the same skill when you're asked to describe, you need to give points and evidence. So let's look at the success criteria. So, as I said, make a point, okay? Develop an argument. History is an argumentative subject, okay, which I'm sure you're all brilliant at. I'm sure you argue with family and parents all the time. Now do it in an academic way. Make an argument. Okay, I'm sure you're brilliant at this as well. Back it up. I really need to go out tonight and see my mate because give you facts, back it up with some evidence. What's going to happen? What are the facts to back it up? And it says describe 2 ways. So guess what? Repeat it. Do that skill twice. It's very simple. It's spelt out for you. Okay, so what does that look like as an example? So we need to firstly make our point. So one way that Kaiser Wilhelm II faced problems was due to the rise of socialism. He could not deal with the socialists. The workers in the Reichstag had power. They were complaining about wanting more rights. Okay, and he didn't want to do anything about that because that was the poor people and he represented the rich. So that's a big problem for him. So our next thing is back that up with some knowledge. Okay, for example, by the 1900s, they had 1/3 of the seats in the Reichstag. There's that word Reichstag. There's our facts, 1/3 of the seats. And that meant they could demand better conditions. They were the biggest party in the Reichstag. They want better pay, better conditions, better public health for the workers. You can develop a little bit further. You can say this meant a real problem because he had to raise taxes to the rich to pay for this, because the workers weren't going to pay for it, were they? They were poor. So that's a huge problem for Wilhelm in that time. Okay, so the point, the evidence with 2 or 3 facts in there. So now it's your turn, folks. Have a go at this one. See if you can describe another problem. There's a hint in the quiz. Okay, we've got naval race, we've got Weltpolitik in the quiz. So take a look at those themes. Perhaps Kaiser Wilhelm II is an emperor without an empire. Perhaps he's jealous of Britain and France. He's not strong enough. So develop that idea, folks. You found today's lesson useful and you were able to develop your grade 9 history skills with the Kaiser Reich. Look out for more topics from Free History Online as we look at the Germany topic in detail and other topics. Bye-bye for now.